it, just as long as you get on there. That's it, perfect. Right, okay, so just on there. Woo! Welcome back to part 2. Hopefully we'll keep the transmission on live tonight. So we're working now with the Muck style stick, which we're now just literally using on Tom Yates's hair, just literally to get this finished. So since you've been away, we've literally done the blow dry, and we're now just using the style stick to really just get everything just smoothed down and in position. So again, with the product we use to blow dry with, which we've not used anything else except for fat muck blowout mousse and the paste that we discussed earlier, that's all we've got literally in the hair tonight, and we're just literally just using that. Now the beautiful thing about the paste is, because it's humidity resistant, it's actually creates its own sort of form as you style it. So as you can see, when it comes off, it polishes the hair nicely because it protects the hair as a product. And then you can actually see now as I take it off, I don't know if you can see that bend, just creates a real perfect bend on it, and that's just from the paste. But it's actually soft to the touch. You can actually comb it out, so it doesn't actually look as if there's product in it. So you may want to try that. Those of you that use Muck products now, certainly try that with the Filthy Muck. If you have never tried it with paste, try it because it's great. Again, it controls hair, so anybody who's got unruly hair and you want to try and get a blow dry that looks a little bit more controlled, I always enjoy using paste for that purpose, so it's really quite nice. Just keeps everything. David Beckworth. Woo! Bending like Beckworth, great on the dance floor, great moves the other night, bro. I really enjoyed it, very good. One of our previous ones. Josh Brown's back again.
Yeah.
Good to see you with us again. Excellent.
Kevin Warren.
Kevin Warren, nice to see you with us. Hope you're okay, Kev. I'm guessing your partner's there watching as well, Donna, tonight. I think it's Donna.
Claire Elizabeth Archer.
Claire Elizabeth Archer, good to see you with us as well, sweetheart. Normally I'll see you walking around past the salon. Nice to see you with us tonight. Thank you for joining us. Sarah J. Woo!
Sarah Jane Home.
Excellent, nice to see you with us, like SJ. Woo! She absolutely loves that. Excuse me, Dad. I don't want to burn your hand. That's it, good man. He gets all excited, and then when I go over to try and put my things down. Right, so let's move on with the cut. So we're now coming into the final part of this haircut. So we've now got one side that's long, one side that's short. Let's just flick you around this way and everybody can see. So what we're going to do in a moment now is we're going to go short in here, cut the line in, short in there, maintaining the length on that side. Then we're going to go into the beard and use the Muck beard oil. But in the meantime, let's get some classic scissor over comb going in this. I love scissor over comb in this. Just so exciting. So, large part of the comb first, which is the get out of jail card, which of course if Adam Fitzpatrick's on tonight, the jailer, as I call him, this is a classic get out of jail manoeuvre. So, really it's a question of keeping the scissors moving. This is classic 1950s scissor over comb, which is always good to know if you actually have electricity failure with your clippers. We'll put the clippers in a minute, just to do a bit of cheating, but I really do like to try and keep it scissor over combed. The idea with scissor over combing is also you can change the pitch of your comb, so you can go left or right, up or down with the elevation, which means that you can actually determine just how hard or soft the look is. I tend to find with scissor over comb the look will actually last about a week longer than than an electric clipper cut, purely because it's how the blade hits the hair. So my advice would be to keep your scissors sharp and very regular for this part. It just makes a big difference, and of course because it's so soft you can actually see in the mirror as you're doing it. You can actually see the shape forming. As with clippers obviously it's sort of there, it's a hard look. But on this it's great, and all you do then is just put your scissor over comb in with your thinning scissors and soften it off a little bit more. So what I'll do is I'll put the thinning scissors into the top part later, just to make that even more softer, but again we're just working it up now to where we've taken that section, just to keep it clean and tidy. A lot of work with hairdressing is purely, it is visual, and it is like drawing without a rubber. So you have to remember that when you're doing the cut you have to have an overview with it, because you really cannot afford to make any mistakes.
Jeff Storer.
Jeff Storer, our guest who was here last. Jeff, I hope you're okay. This is how we do your hair. Great to see you, bro. Hope you're okay on there. Alright, mate, I should say. Alright, mate. Alright, buddy.
So you could go.
Nikki Gower, nice to see you with us, sweetheart. We've just used the your favourite Mupp straighteners. We've just used those. Hope you're well. Great to see you with us again. One of our previous models, as with all our models tonight. After watching, thank you so much for contributing on this. Tom is now officially model number 19. No, 19. I might start singing Vietnam.
Sounds like a Chinese menu.
Vietnam, Sister Saigon. That's what it used to be. That's nearly 30 years old, that song. It's quite scary. Paul Hardcastle, 19. No, 19.
Darren Clark.
Darren Clark, good to see you with us tonight. Hope you're okay.
Alison Broughton.
Alison Broughton. Hope you're okay, sweetheart. Good to see you with us tonight. Thank you for allowing me to cut your hair last week. It was a real honour as well. Thank you. Hope you're feeling better. Missed you running yesterday, so hopefully I'll be able to run with you. If you're running tomorrow night, I'm running on the 9 miler tomorrow night after work.
Vicky Ann Dance.
Vicky Ann Dance. So Vicky's great to see you with us tonight, sweetheart. Hope you're well. From Burbage there. Great dance school, really great. So now we're just coming through the sides. We're starting the first part on this now, just to make sure that we can maintain that length that's coming through. So we're going to dissect this now and think about where you're going to as you're taking it out. So it's really cool. It just sort of like gives you opportunity just to take the length out and get the shape in there. Now this has got to be a dual purpose haircut.
Sharon Thomas Benton.
Mrs. Benson. Sorry, Mrs.
Benton.
Thomas Benton. How are you, darling? I hope you're okay. Good to see you. I couldn't resist saying Mrs. Benson. Woo! Mrs. Benson. Hope you're okay. I hope Mark's okay as well. I'm guessing Mark's away on business, so if he's watching, big good evening also. We missed you the other night, but good to see you coming back for Primal 11. Absolutely brilliant. It's all good. It's all good, friends of the Primal family. That's what it's all about. Jeremy Saxon's watching tonight, top trainer in town. Put me through my paces this morning. As with Arthur Mason, he'll put me through my paces tomorrow night, so if he comes on. So, because of course the marathon is looming upon me. Just another few months to go and I'll be there April before night. So now you can see as we're coming through, we're cleaning it up a little bit, but you can really start to see this shape starting to emerge where we've got a bit of length one side and no length on the other. So now we're going to go with the clippers and take it out after we've used heavy scissors. So let's get some 29 teeth in the blade going. So I say 29 teeth in the blade, it's quite difficult to use these. We're always taught to use normal scissors first before you use these because you can do a lot of damage with thinner scissors. So really we're just using it to polish the shape off at the end. Again, elevating hair is crucial because what it's doing now is it's blending all this in, this final piece of the cut. So when I come into it with the clippers in a minute, you've already got what is a finished piece of hair. Then I want to take the clippers and just blend that through, thinking about the beard below. But this really is sort of like just giving it that nice little diamond finish. And again, it just illuminates any bumps, anything, any creases, anything I need to get rid of. So we'll just take that out. And again, it's very visual as you're doing it. As long as you keep the blades moving and the comb moving as well, it just does it all. You can see now, hopefully you can see at home, it's really starting to clean it off. That's how strict you should be on yourself if you're a hairdresser. Make sure you can scissor over, comb out first with a pair of scissors and then come back in. Little Thomas is having a look through the mirror there, discreetly trying to have a look and see what's going on. You'll be able to watch this when you get home and you'll see it all on there. See how the shape forms. It's like making a pair of sunglasses, Tom. Vision Express, it's what it's all about. Forming the lens and the frame together to give it a finished effect. So now we're just driving this in because again we've got a strong piece in the back. So you can now see that all just blends in quite nicely. Again, this will all disappear in a minute. Right, this is where it gets quite complex. So what we'll do now is that's my foot. Don't you worry. No, it's fine. Don't you worry. You tread on my foot. I'll tread on yours. Promises, promises. Right, really elevating now on this. So again, we're going to come through this in a minute with a pair of clippers and take it out. So I'm not too fussed about it at the moment too much. I really just need to just elevate it up and just get this line a little bit more blended, so when I get the thinning scissors in there, just takes the bevel off a bit and just keeps it cleaner looking, so you can see now the shape's forming slowly. Right, let's go get the electric clippers on it now. Then what we'll do then is take the line up a bit more and then we'll start to blend that through after. Right, let's get the clippers So this is where it will all change quite considerably now. This is again quite an exciting part of the cut. So a classic pair of wall clippers. There's a little present for you. You look after the guard for me. Thank you. Right, so number 2. Open blade, closed blade. So we're going to go in here on a 2.5 up to about here somewhere. Imaginary line, which will be to the upper occipital bone. Then we're going to take it down to the occipital bone on the 1.5 and then fade it through to a skin fade. So let's just go straight in and make it look interesting so you can see what's happening. So you can see it's cutting out. What I'm doing is I'm going in and out. The idea is I can take it anywhere I want to because I've already done the scissor over comb, so I can theoretically cut it to wherever I want it. So put it in the light, you can see it better. Remember, this part on the top doesn't matter because we can fade that in later. Right, so let's just take a good chunk of it out and then we can actually show everybody at home what's going on. So that keeps it clear. See how much harder it looks when you do it with the clippers? It looks totally different to scissor over comb. You can tell the softness in comparison. Okay, my just do a little switch. Thanks. Right, now we're going to go to 1.5 with an open blade. Just go in there, take a little bit more out. Again, you can fade this off to wherever you want to, so I could fade it to there, wherever. It just gives you the option to go wherever you want to. Right, 1, close the blade now. This will show you a nice little perfect fade. Okay, half a blade. Now we're on the skin, literally, just about. Now we close the blade and take it down to a 0, which now gives us literally that little bit of scissor over comb with the thinning scissors. Oh, what's that, my friend? It's a little present for you.
Thank you.
Don't drop it. Right, now we get the thinning scissors, and what we do now is we just put the thinning scissors in on those in there. Right, thinning scissors now, just literally in there, and just to show you so you can get the finish at home, just to make it look really, really decent so you can see it, how it should look. So nobody gets too bored. So I do tend to get a bit OCD when I'm cutting. Right, you should be able to see now you can go from a skin fade all the way out to a really, really nice fade in. And that just now just gives us that real nice, perfect sort of fade. And that's really how it is. You've not had your head knocked around with the clippers. It's all been nice and smooth, which is the way it should be. Because the key word there is smooth. It has to be smooth when you're doing it. Which I'm guessing Andy Hardy's already put that on. So I know what he's like. You're right, smooth. Big mate. Thank you. So, here we go then. Just got to think about the length because of course we've got the beard to play with as well. So again up here we're looking for that line to cut to. Start seeing some big changes now with this cut. You could go straight in with a 1.5, but what that does is it just does not give you enough control when you're coming through to finish off. So again, just remember to peel it off as you bring it through. Right, this is the bit I've got to be watching for now, that at the bottom, so to take a little bit of the beard away, only a little bit. Looks like a flock of seagulls, that bit gone in your face. You'll be singing, that's not the way that you look, it's the way that you look. That's it. Typical flock of seagulls song. Right, 1.5. So now you see it slowly coming out, just very slowly. Now we've got to be really conscious about how it's going to be looking with the beard, because again the beard is the important part to preserve, because we'll be going through that very shortly and keeping some length. So all you do with that is just angle the blade off just a little bit and that starts to fade that in. Right, now to the 1. You can now see what's going on, taking the 1 up, nice and steady. Big good evening to Menstry of Hair in Hinckley, because I'm guessing they'll be watching also tonight. I know they tune in, I think it's Nazar.
Martin Broughton.
Martin Broughton, good to see you on there with us tonight.
Richard McKinder.
Richard McKinder, also from Dadlington. I hope both you and the family are really good and having a great night in Dadlington
Amy
tonight.
Kelly.
Amy Kelly. AK, let's do it. AK. Hope you're okay, sweetheart. Good to see you with us tonight.
Asam Alps.
Asam Alps, good to see you. It's the Ginger Mallard. Hope you're okay. In the office now, my friend. We need to get you back up Saxon on a Friday morning. Be really good to see you. Hopefully the lovely Donna's really well as well. She did have me fooled that you were married at one point. I really did fall for that one.
Millie May.
Millie May, good to see you with us as well tonight.
Millie May.
It does, yeah. Millie May, hope you're okay. Good to see you with us as well tonight. Right, now you can see the fade. So the challenging part of this has been the skin fade out. We've now gone into the beard, so obviously we want to make that so the line looks perfect as well. And then all we do then is just scissor over comb it in just there, so that just makes that even more spot on. So we've now got the start of this side going without any lines in it. So let's just take number 2 again if we can. That's it, nice little smooth change up. Adam Mason, go and say hello to him, it's your cousin.
I can't swear on it, can I?
No, you cannot, no. You cannot, it's live. You can say good evening, Adam.
Hi, Adam.
That's it, you let me down, you cancelled me. That's all I can say. Don't worry, Adam, we'll get you fitted in again. It's
So
fine.
come on the side, Scott.
Do you want to come round the side? Do you want to stay where you are? No, I'll stay where you are, it's fine. Otherwise, if we break the broadcast, it'll be irritating for people at home. Plus, the light's good as well. You can see the light on the shape as it's coming out. It's a beautiful thing, as you can see the blend.
Charlotte Mosley.
Charlotte Mousley.
Sorry, Mosley.
Charlotte Mosley, who's that?
Mosley,
Go on.
sorry.
Oh, give your girlfriend a little wave.
Don't know who that
don't know. That's it. Yeah, nice to see you, Charlotte. Remember, I know your mum. It's good to see you.
I misread it, I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. Charlotte Mosley. Should be going mad in a minute. That wasn't me, it was my dad. It was my little friend. Right, so we can now see a bit there. Hopefully Charlotte's liking your hair because she'll be looking at it later.
Yeah, I'll get a shot if you don't like it, so.
You're in so much trouble, Tom, according to this.
Why?
Why are you in trouble? What have you done? Charlotte Mosley.
No Facebook
Yeah.
Live domestic.
That's it.
where
No,
I'm going there.
no domestics on Facebook. That's it. You are live tonight. Get the scorecard up for Charlotte Mosley. Bless her. Oh, she takes a bit of stick, but we love her really. Well, you do definitely, even more than everybody else.
Said
She's
get rid of that bird.
I've not got to the beard yet. Depends how much you're going to pay me to take it off. Offer me a sensible price and I might slip. Okay, so we're now into the skin fade. Literally just working on that lower occipital bone. Again, it's working with light because as you're doing it, you've got the light coming in. And then you go into the closed blade. There's not a lot to work with on this. And then literally it goes into that skin fade into the bottom, which just keeps that shape really strong and tight. Right, now coming back through to the other side. Come back into 1.5. Just to keep it all nice and clean, because again the cleanliness of the cut is really important. It's got a nice strong haircut. When you go back to Vision Express, you know, tomorrow they'll all be looking, seeing what's going on. That's a nice haircut. Yeah, I had it cut live. Probably one of them will sit tonight. It's dialed into yours. So we'll see. Okay, so let's go back to the 2.5 now, because we've come round this way. That's it, good one. It's like on the plectrum, isn't it, for guitar. Right, so now what we need to do is imagine a line that's going through the sides. This is where it gets more tricky, folks, on this part. So let's get with the program and we'll literally just give it a little bit of a clipper attack just on the sides now. Right, so we just need the fade as we're coming through just to keep that nice and clean. Again, the secret is just to angle that off so it's less work with the thinning scissors later. And again, we've got to repeat the process on this piece of beard. Got to join the two together so we can keep it longer this side. So it's quite a tricky one, this one. This is where you have to really keep the clippers at the right angle and the right depth as you're taking it in. There you go, you turn your hand over, I'll just put that in there, that's good. I'll give you 2 for 1, how about that?
Go on then.
Sounds like a fair trade. So again, now just keeping it clean. Again, because Tom's hair is so straight, you can really see everything on it. So you've got to be really, really sort of on it so you can get it aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Well, we'll work our way to the beard in a moment. I really want to just sort of get this fading nicely, and then we'll then go into that. Right, we're going to open half a blade now, just to keep it again a lot more cleaner. Product really works well at this point because you can really see the cleanliness of the look on it. Okay, so now we're just going to go back in again with a closed blade. Again, not a lot of space to work, a lot of my gents that come in. I've got 40% clientele that are my gents that come in, so again, they all know what this is all about, the fading. The fading is really important to get the fading right. I think a good fade, a good classic fade is really, really important. Okay, so we've now got all of that work done. We'll come into the beard very shortly. I want to really sort of get into it now and do the... Thank you, my friend. I really want to just get your name badge right, that's it. It's like putting a registration plate on you, that isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? Muckmobile, Muck 1. Right, so wide part of the comb. Now just go into that. I'm just going to just angle it in just slightly. When I say angle it in, just so it just turns slightly, just to get a little bit more out of that. So we can now just keep it clean. Yeah, many thanks to my dad also for doing the filming tonight. As always, it's good to have my dad with me, my pops. So it's nice, keep it in the family tonight. So now this part we're going through, again you're looking at the angles just to make sure that everything looks clean, looks right. It's a very three-dimensional haircut when you look at these, because you're looking for colour change as well, because if you go too short, what happens is generally you see the colour change. So just have to keep everything looking really, really nice. And again, you can really see just how everything's just going in there. Lynn Marie Atkinson, she just said slip. That's not nice, is it?
Oh, did well to do that.
Maybe you should have said that when I was doing her hair.
Yeah, God's sake, Lynn, I was
Hope
nice.
it's looking smoothly. Just make sure Grace doesn't pick up the scissors at home and start chopping the dolls up with it. No, don't do it, Grace, because I know you listen to what I say, so please do not touch the scissors. Move away from the scissors. Right, as with anything, it takes a lot of practice and a lot of years to get to the standard that you want to be at to make sure you can do something like this. And again, advanced hairdressing is very important to be able to get that right. Let's just move around slightly so people can see the views at home. That's it. Okay, so again we're looking for the colour fade on this just so the colours look perfect. Just to showcase something a little bit different tonight. Okay, so we've now got a bit coming down there. What we need to now do is be working in this area here. So I'm now going to actually physically pick this up with my hands. So just going at a 45-degree angle and just keep the blades moving. And the idea of this is just to keep it looking softer. And what that does is it starts to blend the colour in a little bit better. So a lot of people tend to panic when they get this part of a haircut because they sort of think to themselves, you know, where's it going? I mean, there will be quite a wedge in it because there's a lot of hair. And you're going from really, really short to quite long, so you've got to sort of keep the elevation is the important part. This is called toe, T-O-E. So the T is the tension, which is when you're holding it. The O is the over direction, and the E is the elevation. So if you can think of that, that's always a good method to put into it. Right, so there we've got that part. Now let's just have a little look in here and see what's going on. Just look under the bonnet in the back, see what's going on with this. Just make sure everything sits in nice. So again, you can move the angle of the thinning scissors to whatever suits the cut and the mood of what's happening. So again, you can see I'm looking for it just to make it lie nice. We've got a double crown to work with, so we have to think about how it grows. So the Americans call it the swirl. As you can see now as I cut it, just everything just sits in that little bit better. So just moving it in the direction, it just sits in just a lot better. So we've got that side sitting nice. Now we just need to come back into this side. Let's just take a little bit out of here, move that up. This is like almost like free expression of art when you do this. It really is. It's again, every head is different, every hair is different. You have to just make sure that you can get everything looking good, and again the product keeps it controlled that little bit better. Right, so just a bit of freehand trimming in there, thinning scissors. Okay, so through the top now, just literally just come into this, thinning scissor it out just a little bit more. Just to make sure again that it just keeps everything in, keep it moving. Right, so now that what that does is just makes everything lie smooth on one side and the other side. Okay, so I've now got that coming in, which is what we want. The back's looking better. Right, we're now ready to sort of move into the fringe area and have a little look at that. So let's just come around this area here. So I'm just going to come back in again with the razor blade. How you doing?
I'm good.
Hi. So it's just coming there, back cut with a razor blade. Again, if it's a sharp razor, it doesn't really hurt. It shouldn't hurt anyway. And again, we're not wanting to take the corners out, so we've got that now just nicely in. Let's just have another little look at the side piece just here. You can now just go in with a blade. Very lightly just do the fade on that.
Joseph Sanson.
Joseph Sanson, great to see you with us tonight. Really good to see you with George Michael at Glenda's party. Awesome act. Hope you're well, Joseph. Really good to see you with us tonight. Really good to see you with us. Something a little bit different. This is complex cutting, going from one side that's long to short on the other. Definitely 80s this. Well, 80s influence, because again there's a lot of asymmetrical around in the 80s, which of course you do a lot of that singing. With Georgios. Here, put on the belt quick, Dad, so I can see it. The Fast Love belt. There you go. Bit of Fast Love there. Fast Love, baby. That's it. Same belt that appears in the video.
Oh,
So, here we go then. Right, so now we're at the point where we're looking at eyebrows, and then we start then moving into other things. And before that, we just need to soften out the top.
it says waiting to go on at 9.
Oh, is it going on at night, isn't it? Where is it performing tonight? I'm telling you. Excellent. Good luck with the gig.
Then it's just come on. Ha ha ha.
Excellent. There you go, you see. George Michael fans everywhere. That's what it is. He's the man, Bad Boys. It's absolutely superb. Right, so let's go in with the line now. We need to ramp this up a little bit more now, so we're just going to go in. Right, so get everything out of the way when you're doing a line into the hair. I tend to work in a sequence when I'm working, because then I know then I've not forgotten anything. So,
Great Yarmouth.
Great Yarmouth. Have a great time. I'll be looking and seeing what's happening on it at the end. So have a great gig, my friend. I know you'll be brilliant. Make sure you give them fast love tonight. Everybody needs a little fast love. Right, here we go then. So the important part to put a line in is to keep the blades slightly damp, because it's really important. So I use Dettol spray because it's just a good way to damp the blade off. Right, here we go. So keeping the arm steady. And then the wet blade, the reason the blade's wet is because it actually grabs the hair as you touch it. So rather than a dry blade, I just think it just works better for me anyway. How wide would you like your line tonight, Thomas?
I'll leave it with you. As long as it's not half my head, that's fine.
Okay, we'll just take it a little bit wider then, just a
Yeah,
fraction. So we're going to go from thin to thick. Just Nick. Good evening, Nick. Nice to see you with us tonight.
Nicola.
Oh, Nicola. Sorry. You have to clear it out. You have to call the name out really loud so I cannot hear over the music.
Sarah White.
Nicola, Sarah White. Great to see you with us. Really great to see you at Selfridges yesterday, sweetheart, with the family. I hope Nidgy's okay as well. You won't believe I'm just up the road.
Joseph Sanson says, cheers, Scott, at the Marriott Leicester on Saturday if you want a great crash.
Oh yeah, I'll come down. That'll be great. Brilliant. What time you on?
Yeah, just
That's the one. Marriott. Awesome. That'd be amazing. Yeah. Very good. Right. So here we go. So just take a little bit out of here. And you just sort of see the shape coming through, and with a wet blade, it just makes a big difference. Try not to jolt your head too much, right? Otherwise we'll lose the hair. Right. So that now produces what is a really unusual line. It's going from thin to thick. Tend to do a lot of this because it's very Vogue. Get out of a Vogue magazine. And what you can see with that now is that when you look at it from the front, it gives you a really nice sort of look. Now what you'll find is that you've got longer bits on the front. Just make sure we've not missed anything out. Then what you do, Chutney Good, nice to see you with us tonight, sweetheart. Hope you're okay. So that your mum can see across the street. So just take some of this out now, just to make sure that everything sits nice. Again, it's a very visual look that you're looking for on this. And then just angle it in, and then that just gives you the cleanliness on the line. So now we're starting to get the line, we can see looking a little bit more ship shape. And again, just go along the line, make sure you've not missed anything. Very popular at the moment, partings. A lot of people tend to struggle on to cutting them. In the 80s we used to do MC hammer lines, which were quite difficult to do, and figures of 8 and spiders' webs and all that sort of thing when I used to work in a previous life, previous salons. Right, so we've now got that looking how we wanted it to look. Right, so we've now got the cut theoretically complete. Let's do the eyebrows, then we'll move on to the beard, which course, your girlfriend would like me to take it off, I'm guessing. Charlotte Mudsley or whatever Dad said. Bless her. Right, so let's just do that. We'll just do the other one over here as well. Let's make sure we've not missed anything. Again, with eyebrows, just comb it up, and then you see the line, and then anything above the line, just take it off. It just keeps it all nice and clean. And then again, it's freehand cutting after that, just to make sure you've not missed anything. Alright, so there we have the cut, just about. It's just a quick little scan over before we do the beard. Again, just looking at the sides, I think we could just titivate that a little bit. So let's just go back in the top, cut that in just slightly. Again, this will just soften it off on the other side, just by lifting it up. And then what you're looking for then is a little bit of slither cutting, which is quite interesting when you do a bit of slither cutting, just slicing it out, so it's really just picking it up. There we go, folks, we're going to lose the picture in a minute. Just pull it back a bit, Dad, and it will stay on. Has it gone back now? Is it alright?
No, not yet. It just says connections weak.
Okay, I might lose it in a minute. Right, so let's go with the beard. Okay, so we're going to use the number 2 first. Okay, let's lift your head up slightly. Still long, I'm guessing. Still long, okay? Still long? That's it, that's why I have to guess what the answer is.
Yeah.
Right, I'll just send the 2 over it first. Take a little bit of this out. Again, just looking at the way it grows, just keeping that on there. Again, it's just working with it. So as you get towards this part here, it'll fade out naturally to where we're going with it. And then literally just coming through. You're not aiming to take too much off, but just keep it shaped. And then what I'm going to do then is use the scissors and the comb really just to bring a few more bits round. Afterwards, you tend to find...
Okay, let's come back.
Hey! Woo! We got through the bad connection, that's really good. Thanks for staying with us through it. Looks like we'll go all the way through tonight, which is really good. Right, so just come around here, get this all cleaned up a bit, just to make sure everything's right. Again, to make it more comfortable for the person that's having the hair cut, just glide it on nice and carefully, because if you put it on hard, it will just really be uncomfortable. And then just take it through, just watching where you're going with it. Then we're only taking a tiny amount off here. We're not getting too carried away with it, because we don't really want to take too much off. Which I know Charlotte's probably thinking, oh, I'll take more off it. Right, so what we're doing now is we'll go to 1, because generally on the moustache, or the moustache, it tends to be a little bit shorter. So you need a slightly closer guard to get it off. Right, these are the bits that people tend to forget. So let's just go in there, take a bit out of that. First of all, right along the line, very lightly. Just get that cleaned out. Just keeps the line clean as well. Just means when you eat your food, it's a bit more cleaner. You're not actually eating hair. Wouldn't be very good with the sugar puffs, would you? Come around the side.
I don't even like sugar.
The stick to your beard is probably a good job. That's what they used to do with the honey. Right, coming back to this side. Just take a bit out of there, keep that nice and clean. And then again, we'll do that other part in a minute. And Thomas has relaxed his facial expression.
I'm trying to.
Sorry, I'm terrible, aren't I? Just do this a lot. I'm doing these, just have a bit of a laugh, but that's what hairdressing is all about, it's good. Right, let's just bring your head back this side, just need to just get that corner, take some run out of there, just keep it clean. Again, if you have difficulty getting that, just score it out with a clipper. It's always good just to score the piece out. Remember to keep your blades clean at all times, folks, because again, it's really important. So, now we're going to go freehand on the beard. Tend to fine a little bit, just tends to appear, so just come in there. You're looking for any pieces of hair that just pop up. So it's just freehand cutting there. That's where you got to make sure you've got good eyesight. It's always easier. Just getting pull that out with the comb. Again, this is what creates a better shape. It's just very light skimming with the scissors. Again, because it's growing this way, you need to be just cutting it very lightly so it maintains the length but just keeps the shape. So hoping to get Chris Stanton on here at some point. Chris Stanton's got quite a beautiful long beard, but we need to sort of do a little bit of manicuring on that, so we're hoping to get him on the other week, but we'll hopefully bring him on very soon and we'll be able to then showcase the beard oil yet again from Muck on that. Right, let's just go through again, freehand cutting, just looking and watching what's going on, keeping it freehand. Again, it's all control with the scissors, just to make sure everything looks good. Right through the front part here, when you have difficulty with the hair, just literally just go in there over the comb, same as the eyebrows, just take it off. Do quite a lot of beard trimming with men now, it's a very popular thing. Again, just take a bit more out of there, just keep it clean, and there we go, we can see the shape is on there nicely. Okay, so one little loose one there, magic. Right, so just a nice little clean down now, and we've nearly arrived at the end of the cut, which was fairly quick. It's like a little loose hair there, so thank you. Right, so now we just to make sure everything's all cleaned down nicely. Any hair on the ears, that sort of thing, you'd remove that as well. Make sure that's all off. Remove all this off the back. Okay, products. We use beard oil by Muck. Again, this is Dan Metcalf's favourite product. He absolutely loves this. Okay, so you know what to do. You put your hand out there. Didn't even have to ask. That's it. So one little squirt of that, and you put that on with your hand. Apply it. Again, it contains a conditioner which conditions all the facial hair. It's like a one-armed bandit tonight. You're doing that. All you do is apply it with a nice masculine fragrance. Charlotte will love the smell of this later. When you get back, she'll be like, oh yeah, it smells really nice, Tom. So, the last product we're going to use this evening is the Filthy Muck. I'm going to apply the paste now. So, we're not looking for too much, just enough. We can always add to it. Little is better. Okay, so rub it into your hand. Get it nice and warm. So remember, we use this product to actually blow dry with, so now we're just applying to the hair. Really, it's just a question of coating it onto the hair on little pieces. That's what you want to do with it to get a nice little shape on here. And then just make sure it's all sort of evenly distributed through the hair. Gets all the loose hair out of the head. And as you can see now, as I sort of coat it through, you can sort of see how everything's sort of sitting in quite nicely with the cut, how it all sits in. It really goes from sort of long through to short, which has been the interesting part of the cut. So now, using the hands again, which is the best comb in the world, just shake it off. Again, remember the cut's been done, it's got the memory in it already. And it's just a question of really just picking out bits just to make it look like that. The colour's changed as well, it's gone lighter, which is nice, even though it was light already. And the last part to add to tonight's finale, the last product this evening is Hair Lacquer by Muck. I'm just going to put that on. Now, rather than going straight in and spraying it immediately into the hair, what we're going to do is we're going to cascade it down. So we'll just literally go in the air like that, rotating it round, let it drop naturally, and that will then cover all the hair. And there we have a finished effect on young Thomas this evening. Let's just have a little stand up, Thomas. Okay, so stand yourself in there, you need to be the model inside the mirror. So we started off first of all with Tom's hair, with the back part. We went in with the Fat Muck Blowout Mousse, which was the first product to use. We then came in with some real strong discipline, using the hand cutting first with the thumb to follow that way, which we then started off the foundation of the haircut. We then brought in the rest of it and went through again the next section, which is that removal of weight line. But the difference with this was it was beveled out and elevated at a 45-degree angle, which then allowed us to have, as you can see now at that angle, that beveled out shape as it comes through all the way, which is what creates that angle, which is the most important part to preserve that hair. Slightly pulling it back and creating that shape. Right, we then went through the top on the apex to the upper occipital bone, which is what gave us the shape, and then the secret through to the top was using time on the top part, which is like a spoke of a wheel, which we then elevated the hair up to preserve the length at the front, and then pivoted that round, so the hand literally went round the top and created that shape. So as we got towards this part on the other side, it then preserved the length, but always working from the back section as the clue in the guard of the hair to then preserve it, so we could then see we've got more length over here to then keep the fringe. We then came into the fringe with a razor blade, cut that in, and then put a convex layout in, which then gave us the same shape. Remember, the convex is the same shape as an eyeball. Concave is the opposite. You don't really want that, otherwise you'll have no fringe. We then came in and used, you know what convex is because you use it every day with glasses. Through the top, we then put the parting in, going from thin to thick, which then gives us a stronger look from the front. We use that with a wet blade because again it removes a lot of the hair as it's being cut. We then came in and did personalisation, scissor over comb, electronic clippers, which I already put the line in, and then faded it in and shared with you the discipline of how to get a great skin fade coming off the back. We then went into it and then cut with the swirl with the thinning scissors and made sure everything sat in really perfectly with that. And again we came in as we're thinking with the clippers how to get that blend into the beard, because again the beard was the important part to preserve. We didn't want to go too short here and too long there to make it look silly, so we went in there, used the number 2. And again the important part is going along the lip line and around this little edge underneath, which then just adds detail, because detail is very important. Then it was hand trimming over with a visual eye, and then using the muck beard oil. We then came at the end with filthy muck to put the shape back in again and finish it off and give it a real nice jagged soft effect, and then use hair lacquer to complete it. Just give us a little twist, Tom. You can just sort of see everything in there again, just come around so you can see it. Got the length at the front preserved. Come around, man, let's have a full facial, and you can see it's gone a lot lighter. So there we are, folks. We can see Tom Yates' finished effect. Woo! Thanks, Tom. I really enjoyed doing that. It was great to showcase something completely different tonight. And again, the beautiful thing is we're doing Tom's hair, as with all the models, they give the Tom for free, so we can share these techniques with you. And Tom's hair, again, is very different. He is a rock star. He goes on stage and sings and plays guitar. And of course, this is a rock star kind of haircut. That's the sort of thing you expect with a guitarist. So you need to be looking cool. Again, many thanks to our sponsors, Muck Hair Care from Australia, which we've really showcased the products tonight, how they work and how they've worked. Again, remember, use some paste on the hair to blow dry with. Again, it's humidity resistant. The Muck one, it's great. You can see it coats the hair, gives it the shine. I do use it on ladies' hair as well. It's absolutely great. And again, this is all about sharing and caring, because again, sharing is very important and learning new things. So again, hopefully you've learned a lot from us tonight and enjoyed us live from Scott Belly Hairdressing. We will be back again next week, which will be the last one for this year, which will be number 20. So we'll be back Thursday night, which we're going to have a break now for the rest of the week, because it has been a rather hectic weekend, and I'll need to go and do some miles from marathon. So tomorrow night I'm going to do 9 miles. If you see me tomorrow night in the dark, give me a wave. I'm sure I'll give you a wave back. I will be wearing something bright. Don't worry, Nick, because I know you get concerned about if I'm wearing black in the dark, so don't worry, be safe. So have a great week. Remember, if you want to try something different, try it. Don't be afraid to try, because again, it's all about dreams and all about you doing things that are different. As hairdressers, I urge you to try things different. Scissor over comb, clipper cutting if you've not done it, razor cutting. If you are a guest watching, I hope you've really enjoyed it tonight to actually see the tricks and tips of what we do as hairdressers. Hairdressers, I salute hairdressers all over the world, as you know. I respect you from my heart. I learn from you every day and share from you every day and learn. It's absolutely brilliant. So thank you so much for watching and being there to make these what they are. Many thanks to Dad, Tom, and everybody here again. And if you wish to have me in your salon, teaching your team as Elements from Surrey have for the last few weeks, go to Scott Belly Cutting Education and we'll be only too pleased to receive any requests from you. Have a great night, great week, build up to Christmas, make sure you get your presents. I'll be wrapping Wednesday. I look forward very much to seeing you next Thursday. Take care from all of us tonight. Ciao.